What's up? Welcome to the sanctuary. I'm not gonna give you a tour, but just know that this is where I get a lot of my work done. Had breakfast, done all that, weighed in at 89.7, which is the joint lowest weigh-in I've had so far. Expecting it to drop hopefully in the next coming days to a new low, but we'll see. We got lunch, or I guess pre-workout meal. Had the shake, haven't eaten since then. And we've got lettuce, cucumber, and a tuna salad type thing that the wife made. She put that together. So I'm just, similar to the salmon salad I had the other day, we've just got 2 big pots of those. I'll show you those later. Planning your meals ahead of time is a lot of effort, but it makes life so much easier. It makes you stop thinking about food all the goddamn time. And it makes you just get, like, it's just easy to fool your body. And so what I'm gonna do is just gonna mix all this up, get this eaten, get a bit of work done, get my emails replied to, and then I'll be down and we've got a pool session. I feel like we might have to cut the deload a little bit early. We'll probably judge it on this set. Yeah, so that session sucked. First real bad session I've had in a long while, actually. Like, because I've been managing my deloads well, I've been managing my training volume really well, and managing the timing of my training really well. So this is bound to happen, this is inevitable. But actually I felt, not only did it suck like mentally, but I felt really fatigued for the first time in a while. So no matter, because it's time for a deload. Now, deloading wasn't my only option, and I probably wouldn't suggest it for most people because it's a bit of a cop-out. Oh, this was a tough session, I guess I need a deload. That's not true. That just means that you've probably had a tough session, you need to fucking man up and go through it. Deloads are there for when you've been training weeks on end and you're finally in a fatigue state where you can no longer recover. It's not just because things are starting to get hard. When things are starting to get hard, there are better things that you need to try and manage in order to push through those sessions. Things like sleep, things like food, in terms of how many total calories are you having, also when are you eating, because that's something that I definitely had there. My session was worse because I'd eaten, the plan was to eat about an hour before training, so I wouldn't feel really hungry, but things got in the way and ended up being 2 hours before I even started my warm-up. So when I started my working sets, it's 2 hours, 10-15 minutes. I'm starting to get hungry, the session's starting to suck. You've also got sleep, stresses, I don't know what I've already said, but you get the point. There are different things that you can manage before being like, oh, it's time for a deload. But it is time for a deload. But it is also time that I took my sleep and recovery way more seriously, because now the effect of everything is that much more, because I'm not eating as much food in general. I'm getting leaner, so I've got less to rely on. Things have to be more and more dialed in. The longer you diet, the leaner you get, especially if you're not naturally lean like I am. Not that I'm naturally lean, that I'm actually not lean. This is going to start right now, after I've finished my oats and my eggs on toast. I'm gonna walk Xena, I'm gonna get my steps in, and then I'm gonna have a real full-on nap, because we're getting serious, man. We're getting serious. Alright, so online work done, emails responded to, got a few things I've got to finish up after I've done my hashtag cardio, which is again touch rugby. This may well be the last week, or even actually the very specific last session that I do with this, and that's for two reasons. Number one, I've noticed the last couple of weeks that I've kind of been organising my day around going to touch rugby, which means that I have to train a little bit earlier, but also eat a little bit later, so I've got the energy to do it. And then I have to eat like 2 meals after touch rugby, which is, you know, if I'm in bed by like 10, means I've got 2 meals between like 8:30, ends up being 9 and 10. So I eat my 2 meals like right after each other, and that means it's a long period of the day that I'm going at without eating any food. So I need to adjust that. Secondly, my hamstrings have been pretty much on fire for 2 weeks now, and I know that as we get into the nitty-gritty stages of being, you know, in a real depleted state, that ain't gonna fly. I'm gonna have to have no choice but to switch to not necessarily strictly only low intensity steady state, but like a combination that doesn't involve too much sprinting, that's going to put my hamstrings and legs at risk.